So a fragrance that came out this year by Louis Vuitton that everybody has been talking about is Pacific Chill. Of course, Louis Vuitton has so many amazing summer-based fragrances. There's L'Immensite, there's Afternoon Swim. There are so many wonderful creations, Imagination being another one on the brighter, fresher side of things. So here we have a fragrance by the Dua brand. This one is called Chilling by the Pacific. This is their clone or interpretation of Louis Vuitton's Pacific Chill. I'm going to give you my thoughts on this one. I'm also going to comment on the accuracy of it, let you know how close I think it is to the original. So make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I give you my thoughts on this brand new release by the Dua brand, this is a clone or an inspired expression of Pacific Chill by Louis Vuitton. I want to start the video off first by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell and give this video a thumbs up. It would really mean a lot to me. So, look. It's the summertime, we want our freshies. We want the citrus, we want the mint, we want the florals in some cases, depending on your personal preference. This fragrance has a lot of citrus. There's citron, there's orange, there's lemon, there's mint in the opening, but it also has some interesting fruity notes. So you have fig, you have apricot, you have a carrot seed note in here from what I read online. So this is a really interesting composition, and of course, Dua recreated it in record-breaking time. It's something that they typically do, especially with a lot of new releases that gain really nice hype and trajectory, and people talk about them in traction, I meant to say, not trajectory. But in any case, here we have a wonderful, wonderful fragrance for the summertime. I'll talk to you about the smell in just a second. Let's take a quick look at the presentation first. So the opening of this fragrance is super bright, super citrusy. I mean, if you're a fan of citrus fragrances, you have somewhat of a holy grail here. Of course, when it comes to individual citrus notes, whether we're talking about yuzu or grapefruit or pomelo, whatever, there are certain fragrances that are kind of the epitome of those ingredients. This one is kind of a mashup of a bunch of different citrus notes. So you do have the lemon, you have the orange, but that mint in the opening is so wonderful. And that combination of citrus and mint reminds me of some of my favorite fragrances ever. There's Acqua Decima by Eau de Tali. There's an Hermes fragrance that also combines citrus and mint very, very well. I'm forgetting the name of it at the moment, but here you have this bright tone of mint and citrus in the opening, and it's irresistible. I mean, it's very bright, very fresh. As soon as you spray it on, it kind of reminds me of a mojito. It kind of has that vibe in the opening, and the sugary quality, I suppose, or the sweetness is coming from the fruits. So you have that fig accord, you have the apricot in here, you have some other quirky ingredients. The black currant is really interesting too. So the black currant kind of adds like this pseudo fruity musky quality, because black currant actually doesn't smell sweet or fruity or anything like that, but it kind of adds like this natural musky vibe to a fragrance. If you've ever smelled black currant oil, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So this fragrance is super long lasting, and it goes without saying, I've had the opportunity to wear this more than I've worn the original. Of course, there is a mall here in New Jersey called Short Hills Mall, and they have a Louis Vuitton store there, and I do go there from time to time. I've had the opportunity to try Pacific Chill, and this fragrance, I've actually worn it on skin. Pacific Chill, I wore it on skin like once or something like that. But I'm telling you, it smells pretty much identical. So if you're looking for something at a really, really affordable price point, you don't really care about, having the bottle or the name, you're just looking for that recreated identical aura or smell, you're gonna get it with the Dua. I can't put a percentage on it. I can't say it's 95% similar or 98.6% similar. I really don't know. I would have to perform a thorough lab analysis through a gas chromatograph, and I don't have those tools at my disposal, unfortunately. But what I can say is that when I smelled it, I said, yeah, it smells pretty much like the real thing. So for me personally, I'm going to be wearing this one so much in the summertime. I wore this 2 days in a row, yesterday and the day before. I smelled this for the first time about a week and a half ago when I first received it, so I did have the opportunity to play around with it on a number of different occasions. And let me tell you, this is awesome. Citrus, fruitiness, no floral ingredients, some long-lasting attributes in the dry down, some subtle woods, nothing crazy. This is a really good fragrance, and if you're a fan of bright citrusy minty fragrances for the summertime, you got to get your nose on Chilling by the Pacific by the Duo brand. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. Now, first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, well, duh, it's not a unique fragrance, it's a clone, right? It tries to smell exactly like the Louis Vuitton counterpart, and the Duo brand is the only brand that does this, right? A fragrance comes out immediately, there's an inspiration. When it comes to a lot of other brands, you have to wait months and sometimes years before you get an inspiration, but this one, 33% oil, the concentration is very strong, longevity is 10 plus hours, which is really impressive for a citrus-based fragrance. Projection was amazing for the first hour and a half of application. It radiated well beyond an arm's length. That's because of all of those volatile citrus notes in the opening. Of course, it became an elbow's length scent right around hour 7, a skin scent right around hour 10 or 11, and of course it depends on your skin chemistry as well. In terms of the versatility, perfectly unisex in my opinion, great for the hotter weather. It does give more of a casual vibe, if I'm being honest with you. Suit and tie, I'd probably go for something with a bit of a heavier presence on the spices or the woods, but there's just an overabundance of citrus and mint in this one, so it gives off more of a casual vibe. Anybody of any age can really enjoy this one as well. And as far as the presentation is concerned, I do like all of the upgrades with the presentation and the wooden cap, the engraving, the durability of the box, and I do like the sticker label and how the name is written on the side so you can stack them all up and you have a good idea of what you have in your collection or whatnot. My final verdict on this fragrance is I know it's the most accurate clone on the market, probably the only clone on the market as of now. It's highly accurate to the original. It smells amazing for this summertime. If you are looking for a fresh citrus and mint-based fragrance that is a super affordable alternative to an expensive Louis Vuitton fragrance, Chilling by the Pacific is the way to go. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you took something of value from today's episode. I hope I gave you the opportunity to learn about a new fragrance today. If I did, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell, give this video a thumbs up. I love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.